And now, this is. I found this piece fascinating, continuing to talk about the radio. And this is a statement, and this is interesting because we're on a podcast, and I listen to podcasts, and I haven't talked about this before. But when I was a kid, I listened to radio shows. And I understood the power of them. I listened to a radio show, and I'll have to look and see where it is now. It was called the Dr. Demento Show. And the Dr. Demento Show was it was on like Sunday nights at 10 o'clock on some college radio station in New England. And it would just have it was like a variety show. Right. And they'd have a comedic part, and there'd be like a Twilight Zone type thing. Mm-hmm. But I would sit there like we do with podcasts now, and I'd put the headphones on, and I'd get in the zone, and I would listen. Mm-hmm. And you realize this when you get into a podcast, you realize there's a certain power to it. Mm-hmm. There's a certain power to listening to a person and their voice going into your head. And there's a piece about this inside the book, and it just nailed me. It's a remark made by Serge Daney, who is an essayist, and he's talking about the first Gulf War. But what he says about radio, and he would be obviously saying this about podcasts now, is that radio is far and away the most dangerous of the media. It wields a unique and terrifying power once the state or an institutional apparatus collapses. It casts off everything that might attenuate or sidetrack the force of words. In a chaotic situation, radio can prove to be the most efficient tool of democracy as well as of revolution or fascism because it penetrates unhindered to the individual's deepest core, anywhere and at any moment, immediately, without the necessary and critical distance inherent in the reading of a text or an image. So when you listen to a podcast, that's such a great note to explain why radio has so much power. You don't even have to interpret the words. You don't have to interpret an image. The words are going into your head. Mm-hmm. And they use it. They use it in situations like this